HXWise, your learning source for the new human experience of work. We coach you on HX skills and transformations and work with you in projects to apply what you learn as you co-create new experiences for your colleagues. We're excited you have joined us for this introduction to the human experience of work and the HX Playbook. We use this term human experience of work, or HX, in place of employee experience or work experience, as it reminds us to focus on us as human beings rather than as human capital or resources. Let's talk about some of the things you'll be able to do as an outcome to this program. This program is going to give you a first look and understanding of key concepts for a more human-centric, impactful, and data-driven way of working. We want to help set you on a path of learning practical, inspiring, and insightful tools and resources that you can start to implement right away in your organization. We want to provide you with some options for your own learning journey and open the door to learning new tools and methods that will help you find solutions to complex problems and drive business impact. HX is the fastest growing role and movement within HR in the last 10 years, following earlier waves of user and customer experience, delivering new value to customers in all kinds of businesses. In learning about the human experience of work, you are in the company of many other organizations globally who have taken a human-centric approach to a new level in their organizations. Let's talk about some of the things that you will learn in these modules. In this module, we'll talk about the business case for HX, how experience delivers more value, commitment, and better business results. We'll talk about where this all began. What is the history and roots of HX, as well as of customer experience and user experience? In Module 3, we'll talk about some common conceptions and misperceptions of the human experience of work, what it is and what it isn't. In Module 4, we'll talk about the size of the market. How many people are in these roles for HX, customer experience, and user experience? And how fast are they growing? In Module 5, we'll talk about some foundational concepts that you need to know. What is the HX Playbook and Toolkit? And in Module 6, we'll talk about what you will learn in the HX Champions Bootcamp. This program gives you some awareness and a first look at the Playbook and Toolkit in preparation for the HX Champions Bootcamp, which teaches you how to use these tools with a real-life application, an actual project of your choosing, with coaching on the use of the tools from our seasoned coaches who do this work in addition to their full-time roles leading HX at their company. We have found it critical to not only learn the tools, but learn them from someone who has led their implementation in a real organization, overcoming politics and resistance to change. We'll also share a strategy and roadmap for building capability for you and your organization based on what our coaches have learned that will help you in your role supporting and doing HX. So let's talk now about the business case for HX. I want you to pause for a moment and think of an example of your favorite customer experience that you've had recently. What made that a great experience for you? What made it memorable? How did that experience change how you thought or acted towards that business? As you think about that, I'd like you to look at this statement. Would you agree that the best experience that we have anywhere becomes the minimum expectation for what we have everywhere? As companies have sought to find new areas of value and profitability, they have expanded into the concept of delivering experiences. With the rise of technology and the commoditization of so many offerings, creating experiences is one way of building a higher value proposition. This graphic illustrates how we create higher value by customization and decrease the value of our offerings when we commoditize. Digitalization has commoditized many things we formerly paid much more money. Think of apps on your phone for wellness, cameras, newspapers, alarm clocks, maps, mail, movies, etc. Almost everything can be commoditized in today's world. If we want to raise our value proposition, we have to customize. Look at how experience increases value in a cup of coffee. We're willing to pay 30 cents for the coffee beans that go into a simple cup of coffee. We're willing to pay up to 5 times more for a good cup of coffee someone else prepares for us. If that cup comes with nice service and presentation, we might pay 2 times more than that. But what if we get leather chairs, live jazz, free Wi-Fi, and a hipster ambiance filled with friends? We will pay a premium for such an experience. So think about what you currently deliver. Where would you place the work that you do? What level of economic value do you deliver now in your organization? We've known for many years that experience delivers high value and impact for businesses. Here are some figures from McKinsey and Forrester Research on the difference that experience makes. We see companies who focus on experience outperforming the competition in revenue growth, in customer retention, in satisfaction rates, and even outperforming their competition in the S&P 500 over an entire decade. Here's some similar categories looking at employee experience and how companies who focus on employee experience, or what we call HX, how they've outperformed the competition in average revenue, profit, revenue per employee, and profit per employee. So what is the business case for HX? First of all, as we really understand and research and design around where and how people do their best work and solve practical problems, we show empathy and colleagues feel more motivated and committed. We use data in everything in HX. The HX Playbook is extremely data-driven. We use tools and methods to get insights not only to what is happening, but why it's happening, and define the problems we solve before we get into solutions. All of this helps us to prioritize and put our resources in the right places and help us redesign the work that we do in teams and individuals across our organizations. We work in small product teams, cross-functionally, and we test our prototypes before we launch. We're able to respond quickly to changing needs, including market and economic conditions. All of this leads to greater business impact as we use data and we prioritize and work in product teams. We use design thinking, analytics, and agile methods to discover where and how we do our best work. All of this helps us understand where we can perform better than the competition and build competitive advantage. Next up, Module 2, HX History and Roots.